Hi all, welcome to Salesforce in 5 minutes. In this video, we are going to go through some of the interview questions that are quite tricky and mostly asked in interview. Not the exact questions, but the you will get the gist of the topics that are usually asked in an interview. So let's jump back to the video, like the questions. So this is the first question. So according to this question, let's say we have a field named A on the opportunity and we have written a workflow rule that populates the value of field A to the field B. So automatically what will happen is whatever value I'm going to put inside the field A will get flown to the field B. But we have a validation rule on field B that if the length of the field B value is greater than 6, it will throw an error. So I have written a workflow rule on field A which will flow the value from field A to field B, and there is a validation rule on field B, right? So the question is, so if I put the value hello world inside field A, which will automatically take the value from field A and it will flow to the field B. But the value hello world is always greater than 6, right? So will the validation rule get fired or not? This is again an interview question. So you can always pause and answer this question. But according to me, the answer is the validation rule won't get fired. The value from the field A will get populated to the field B. Now the reason for this is the order of execution. So according to the order of execution, the validation rule gets fired first and then workflow rule get fired next, right? So according to the order of execution. So what I'm doing is I'm going to populate the value inside the field A, right? So it will first the validation rule will get executed. Now there is no validation rule on field A, right? After that, the workflow rule will get executed. Now, according to the workflow rule, it will take the value of A and it will put it inside the field B, right? Within the same transaction, it will pull the value from A and it will put it inside the B. Now we have passed the phase of validation rule. We have passed the step of validation rule, and we are in the stage of workflow rule. So that is the reason why the validation rule won't be executed for the field B, because we have passed the stage of validation rule and we are in the stage of workflow rule. So let's jump back to the next question. Now consider the same question, the before one. The value of field A will get flown to the field B, and there is also a validation rule on field B. Now let's say if I put the value, it's a Salesforce in 5 minutes question inside field B. So this is the value I'm going to put. Now if you check, the character limit is greater than 6. So will the validation rule again get fired if I directly put the value, that is it's a Salesforce in 5 minutes question inside field B directly? Will the validation rule get fired? You can pause the video and answer to this question, but I'm going to answer this right away. Now you will think in the terms of order of execution, but here there is no order of execution. The validation rule will fire. The validation rule will get fired because I'm directly interacting with field B. I'm not going through via, so I'm directly putting the value inside the field B, and according to that, rule will get fired. This is a tricky question because it will make you think in the terms of order of execution, because the previous question was related to the order of execution. So let's jump to the third question. So let's say I have three users, okay? Nikhil, Abhishek, and Sachin. So I have these three users, Nikhil, Abhishek, and Sachin, right? These are the three users. So Nikhil is able to see his own records. He's able to see his own records, right? Abhishek, there are only 30 records. Let's consider of account. Only 30 records are there in org. So Nikhil is able to see his own 10 records. Abhishek is able to see all the records that are owned by Nikhil, Abhishek, and Sachin, all three records. And Sachin is unable to see any record at all. He's not even able to see the tab of the account object, right? And the note is that all of them have same profile and all of them have same role. So what can be the possible reason? You can always pause the video and try to answer this question on your own. I'm going to answer it. So if you see, Sachin is unable to see the tab. All of them have same profile. So let's say the profile name is test, right? And inside at the profile level, the tab would be hidden. So that is the reason why Sachin is unable to see the tab, right? So at the profile level, the tab might be hidden. okay, and the OWD is private. That's the only reason why Nikhil is able to see his own record, right? But again, Nikhil still is not able to see the tab. How can he see the record? So for that purpose, we have a permission one. Let's say I'm going to name it as permission set permission one. Okay. According to this permission one, from this permission set, I have given tab permission. Tab is visible, right? From this permission set, this tab is visible, and this permission set is assigned to Nikhil. So that is the reason why now Nikhil is able to see the tab, okay, and as the OWD is private, he is able to see his own record. So these two conditions are met. Nikhil and Sachin condition is met, but for Abhishek, still he is able to see all the record. Now the only reason why would be, again, there would be another permission set. I'm going to call it as super permission. Now this will have view all, modify all. So that's the reason why he is able to see all the data that is available within the org. Okay, so basically profile for all of them is tab hidden. The profile is test and the tab is hidden for all of them. OWD is private. That is the reason why they are able to see their own data. Nikhil is able to see his own data. Now Nikhil is assigned with permission set 1 where the tab is visible, so that is why he is able to see the tab and he is able to see his own record. And there is one more permission set that is called as a super permission, which has view all, modify all permission. So that is the reason why, which is assigned to Abhishek, and that's the reason why he is able to see all the records that are available within the Salesforce org. So let's jump to the next question. Populate the total count of contact under the account inside the count field of account. So there is a count field on account, right? So let's say there is ACC1 account, okay, and there are 5 contacts related to this account. So without using roll up summary field or without using anything, I have to use triggers, and what I have to do is I have to populate the count field of account to 5, as there are 5 contacts related to this account. So how are we going to do it? So I'm going to quickly write the logic for it. So answer, you can always try it on your own, or you can comment down in the comment section. So the answer for this will be trigger name on contact will be our object, because as soon as I insert or update or insert or let's say delete the contact, in that cases automatically the count should get updated, right? So I'm not going to write the event quickly as ASAP, and then I'm going to write, let's say, if trigger dot is insert and then trigger dot is delete. I'm going to execute my logic, change the language to Java. Okay, so as soon as this happens, so I'm going to take for contact con trigger new, and I'm going to create a map account ID and contact equals to new map of ID comma contact. So I'm going to capture, sorry, put con dot account ID comma con whole, right? That's what I'm going to capture, but under one account ID there can be multiple contacts, so there would be list of contact, not only contact, list of contact. Because under one contact account there can be multiple contact, right? So that's the reason why. So I'm going to populate this if it contains key, if con dot account ID, if the key is already there, so this means account ID is automatic or already populated. So all I need to do is I need to get that particular account ID, and inside that particular account ID I need to add the contact. So I'm going to get that particular account ID. So let's say account ID account is ACC1. I already that account already exists inside the map. So I'm going to check whether this account ID already exists in the map. If it does, inside that particular account ID ACC1, I'm going to put the another contact. Let's say contact number 5. But if it does not exist, then in that case, put con.account ID, comma, new list of contact con. So this is how you populate map of ID comma list of contact. So now once this is populated, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all I'm going to check whether the key set is dot size is greater than 0. So if it's so, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to query all the account acc colon select id comma name comma count underscore from account where id in dot key set, because key are nothing but the account id in our map. Oh yeah. So now I'm going to check again if contains key con acc.id. If it does exist, in that cases what I'm going to do is acc.count underscore c would be equals to dot get acc.id dot size. So automatically, so let's say if 5 contact were inserted, so automatically based on the key under this account, whatever the size of this contact is, automatically will get populated inside the count. So also to capture all the accounts, I'm going to create a list of account acc new list of account, and then I'm going to capture it within this add acc. And once my if condition is done, within this if condition only, if dot size is greater than 0, update acc. So this is how you are going to capture it. So if populate the total count of contact under the account inside the count field of the account, how will you do it? So that's how you are going to do it. And let's move to the next question, that is the last question. How can you prove that LWC is faster than the aura? That there are multiple ways. You can also think of and write it inside the comment section. But according to me, aura, whenever aura is going to fetch the data from the Salesforce Apex classes, it uses aura enabled only. But LWC uses at the rate aura enabled, but along with that it uses one more thing, that is cacheable equals to 2, right? So basically LWC will have methods or Apex method with cacheable equals to 2. Yeah, cacheable equals to 2. So this means whatever data it's going to fetch, whatever the data that is LWC is going to fetch, it's going to fetch and store it within the cache, and then use it again and again to increase the performance of your overall LWC component. So that's how I think LWC is much more faster than aura. So if you found this interview questions helpful and I was able to help you out in any other way, please do subscribe to our channel.